If you have spent any amount of time learning about the masculine and feminine energies inside of you, you may have come across this idea that we should be balancing our energies to heal, and that people who have balanced their energies are healed people. This cannot be further from the truth. Believing this idea is going to cause you to stay unhealed and never attract the kind of man that you really want. And if you did happen to find him, on the off chance, you wouldn't be able to keep him. I'm going to explain why. Hello, my name is Zach Rohde, and I am here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams by learning how to inspire a man into cherishing you, using your feminine energy and using what I call feminine communication. So, balancing these energies. How the heck do you even do that? Do we put them on a scale inside of ourselves and just balance them, make sure that they're fully even? It sounds very cognitive, very conceptual. How would you even do that? Well, here's the thing. You don't. The people who are suggesting that this is something that we should be doing, they tend to be very androgynous. The men are very kind of spiritual. They're soft spoken. They're not stepping fully into their power and becoming the strong, responsible leaders that they're meant to be. They're usually single and just sleeping with a whole bunch of women. Do you really think that you should be taking advice from those men? And then the women who are giving that advice, they tend to be judgmental, they tend to be hardened, they're not submissive, they're not soft, they're not fully letting go, they're not being vulnerable. They're showing up a lot like a man. Does that sound very healed to you? It's not. A healed man, we're going to do what a healed man and a healed woman are. And we're going to talk about how it's not about balancing energies, it's about integrating your energies. So a healthy masculine man, he leads. He is taking full responsibility for himself and for whoever he is leading, whoever is under his care. So he's leading his children, he's leading his family, he's leading his woman, he's leading his community. He is using masculine communication, so he is lovingly directing people. He's very strong at setting boundaries. You can feel his strength. You can feel his power. You can also feel his heart. His heart is devoted. He is giving his leadership. He is giving his care to the people that he cares about. This is what a healthy masculine man looks like. And he hasn't balanced his inner feminine, okay? Feminine women, healthy women, look very different from what I just described. Healthy feminine women have fully let go of control. They've learned how to express themselves vulnerably. They stop trying to lead towards any outcome. They know that their feelings and their needs are enough. They just share what's going on for them. They share their positive and negative experiences, their gratitude, their sadness, their anxiety. And without even trying, they inspire a man and also just people in general to take care of them, to open doors for them, to get stuff in high places, to protect them, to cherish them, to love them, to financially provide for them, to give them whatever they need. And again, that doesn't mean that a healed feminine woman can't take care of herself and can't make money for herself. It's not about that. It's about your ability, your capacity to inspire a man and inspire people to take care of you so that you don't need to take care of yourself in that way, so that you don't have to have all of these responsibilities and burdens. And by being this healed feminine self, you are giving so much to the world. With your radiance, with your vulnerability, by showing your heart fully. That is a gift to everybody. It is an inspiration to everybody. That's why men want to open doors for you and pull out chairs for you and pay for you and take care of you, because you are an inspiration. And to become that feminine woman, you definitely don't have to balance this inner masculine energy that you have. That's just going to lead to androgyny. Don't do that. The best that you can do with androgyny is to attract a roommate who is also androgynous. And then you can't have this beautiful polarized relationship where you've got a man who's fully leading you and fully taking care of you, and you are just fully letting go and receiving him and being taken care of. So it's not about balancing these energies. It's about integrating your energies. What does that mean? I don't even think of it really in masculine and feminine terms, because men have a masculine instinct. Okay, this is a program, just like a computer program like Windows does certain things. The masculine instinct in a man does certain things, and it's very, very different than what the feminine instinct in a woman does. The feminine instinct is to follow, it's to let go, it's to open up and express. The masculine instinct is to step up, it's to provide, it's to take responsibility, it's to protect, it's to build. Very different programming. In fact, they're completely opposite programming, but they're very complementary programming. And there's a reason that we have these different programs, right? Because women, because of the way that they're biologically wired, are going to be the ones that are going to be growing a child inside of them. You're going to be breastfeeding them. You're going to be the ones that are taking care of them. Typically, it just makes sense because of your physical bodies. And men, because of that, are going to be the ones that are going to be going out and protecting and providing and building. Especially because historically, it's different now with birth control and all that stuff, but historically, you would be having 5 kids, 10 kids, 15 kids. So a lot of your time is spent nurturing and taking care of your children and incubating your children inside of you. And so your programming is going to be geared to that. And part of your programming is going to be geared towards submitting to, right, following, trusting a man who is strong enough and devoted enough to take care of you and your offspring, your children. Right? You don't want a weak man because he's not going to be able to protect you and provide for you. So your instinct is wired to find that really masculine man and then follow his lead and trust his lead. Right? So these are instincts and we can't change them. Now, what is it about men then? Why are there men out there that are really weak and soft if they've got this masculine instinct? It's because this instinct is buried underneath all of this wounding and all of this indoctrination. Just like for women, why are there all these really hardened, strong, powerful goddesses, boss babes who are judgmental and definitely not using feminine communication? Well, it's because of indoctrination and because of wounding. Both wounding you've experienced in your lifetime as well as intergenerational wounding. That trauma gets passed on. And so the instinct gets buried and you may be out of touch with it. So there's 2 types of people in the world. Like if I'm just going to polarize things into a black and white thing for a moment, there is people whose instincts are online, or at least relatively online. Those are going to be the people who tend to gravitate towards my work, to my videos, to my content, to my academy program, to my masterclass, to my books, because everything I say, it's like, ooh, wow, I've never heard this before, or I've never heard it presented in such a clear way. Right, because my instincts are fully online, so I can speak from my instincts. And I'm speaking to your instincts, and your instincts get it. It's like, oh my God, yes, this is what I want. This is what I need. Now, I might trigger the crap out of you at the same time. That's totally normal. That's your wounding that's coming out, that's over top of your instinct. But your instinct is there, and you can feel it. You can feel the truth in this. The other type of people on the other side of the spectrum, they don't get what I'm saying. They'll think that I'm crazy. They'll think that I'm a complete nut job. They'll think that I'm a misogynist. They'll think that I'm sexist. They'll think all kinds of things about me because their instinct is too buried to understand the truth of what I am sharing. They believe that men and women are basically the same and the only differences are skin deep, right? It's just what we look like is different, but we've got the same programming and we got different personalities, different blends and everything, but we're basically the same underneath overall. That's not true. We got fundamentally different programming, but we look different. Our programming looks so different because so many of us have deeply buried instincts. So you got really feminine men, you got really masculine women, you got really feminine women, you got really masculine men, you got everything in between. But that's just wounding for the most part, because there is what a healed man looks like and there is what a healed woman looks like. Now, integrating your energy. So I'm talking about instinct here, but there is also what we could call masculine and feminine energy, right? I'm not going to say it's like this energy inside of us. I'm not going to say it's like an inner masculine or an inner feminine. That's just going to confuse you and think that it's a part of you when it's not. But you can operate from masculine or feminine energy, right? I could go out and go dance and just fully let go in every kind of way and just go with the flow and unleash what you might call my inner feminine, right? I'm just operating from a more feminine energy. Or I could just let go and let my wife lead me around. And I could be more in a feminine energy because I'm just letting go and I'm not stepping up and leading. Just like a woman can be much more in her masculine energy and start leading and start telling people what to do and start being really firm, setting these boundaries and start judging everything. And back to me again, I could start being vulnerable, sharing all of my feelings, fully open my heart in this really feminine way. So we can use these different energies at any time. They're accessible to us at any time. And androgynous people, including, by the way, a lot of polarity experts or, feminine coaches, masculinity coaches, are often talking about this whole balancing act thing, which is not true. And they've got it wrong because they themselves are androgynous and their instincts are not fully online. So they don't get it. They are teaching these concepts from a conceptual place, from up here, instead of from an embodied place in here, in their body. And that's going to be a problem because it's going to lead a lot of people astray. I can speak on terms like as far as like integrating energies, what that looks like. A fully unintegrated man, and again, I'm not talking about instinct here because instinct is separate because we got a masculine programming for men, we got a feminine program for women, but just energies, a pure masculine energy person, if they're 100% in their masculine energy, they're a sociopath. Their heart is not going to be online. They're going to be very rigid. They're going to be very territorial. They're going to be 100% selfish. If you think of like a reptile, like a snake or a crocodile, that's going to be very masculine energy. That rigidity, the territoriality, the lack of flow, complete lack of flow, the selfish intent, that's masculine. Is that healthy? No, that's extremely unhealthy, right? There's lots of CEOs that are very much in that masculine energy and they're doing their part to destroy the world. Feminine energy, like the purest form of feminine energy that I can think of, it's probably like being on shrooms. I've been on shrooms before, so I can say this experientially. It's just like I love everybody and I'm just flowing and like there's no rigidity to my mind whatsoever anymore. And like I'm just flowing. There's just this oneness with everything, with the world, and I'm just submitting to what is. That would be feminine energy. And it would be the ultimate doormat too. Like it would just be taken advantage of all the time. Very unhealthy. And when you've got really sociopathic masculine entities and very soft feminine entities, primarily feminine, that are not integrated, you're going to have the masculine that suppresses and takes advantage of and basically destroys, uses the feminine. And if you look at the world historically, you're going to see a lot of that. But when a man integrates, we'll call it feminine energy, right? Because you are integrating some of that feminine energy. What you're actually doing is getting your masculine programming online. That's what's happening. So a man who's going from a sociopath, like very masculine, and his heart fully comes online, that feminine energy, he learns to just let go more, he learns to flow, he learns to be less selfish, he becomes more devotional, more loving, and he's still masculine. Now it's his programming that's running the show. He's healed the wounding that's over top of the programming. Or you could look at the other type of man, kind of a flowy, very soft, feminine man, and then his more masculine energy comes on and he starts integrating, and then he's operating from his programming again. And that's what happened to me. I used to be more soft, 50-50 guy, going with the flow. My instinct came online, and then boom, I just wanted to lead. I just wanted to take care of my wife, my family. I wanted to be devotional. I wanted to be responsible. My programming started running the show 100% because there's no wounding that was in the way anymore. And then the same thing for women, right? If you are more like the doormat, really soft, very flowy, like you got a lot of feminine traits, but you're taken advantage of all the time, it's because you lack self-worth, right? And you can call it integrating your masculine energy if you want, if that helps you. But you're not becoming more androgynous as you do that. You're just learning how to flow and how to follow in a way that's honoring your heart. You're learning how to communicate your needs vulnerably now instead of just being a doormat and being taken advantage of. You're learning how to be less chaotic in your mind because you're learning how to sit with your feelings instead of being up in your head with all of these stories of blame and self-pity and victimhood and all of this stuff that's not serving you in any kind of way. You're not able to be present in the moment because you haven't integrated what we can call your masculine energy. When you shift this, you heal and you're actually becoming more feminine because you're now operating from your feminine programming. And that's a beautiful thing. So we can call this integrating your masculine and feminine energy. That is a way of describing it. Or you can describe it as shifting into your masculine or feminine self-worth, or you can describe it as healing the wounds that are over top of your natural programming, right? And for a woman, that's your feminine programming. For a man like me, that's going to be my masculine programming. This is how we heal. And this is what you need to do to attract a really masculine man. If you want an androgynous man, okay, do whatever balancing act that you want to do with your masculine energy, your inner masculine. And my work is probably not for you. But if you want a really masculine man who steps up, who takes responsibility, who wants to protect you, who wants to pull out chairs for you, who wants to provide for you, who wants to be the one that pays for dates, who wants to give you all of this love, and he's the one that's initiating so that you don't have to and you can just open up and receive. If you want that kind of man, then you need to learn how to integrate your masculine energy. You need to learn how to shift into your self-worth, your feminine self-worth. You need to heal the wounds around your feminine instinct, and you need to learn how to operate from your feminine instinct by learning feminine communication, learning how to speak in a way where you're fully letting go, but you're also honoring your heart and you're also respecting a man. And this is what I help you do. I teach this to my academy students in my Relationship Your Dreams Academy, where we practice it with you. I give you an entire course. We answer all your questions, and we're an entire community of polarized men and women who are practicing this communication together so that men are becoming more masculine, women are becoming more feminine. And it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship right now or if you're single. If you're in a relationship, you're going to learn how to inspire a man into taking care of you, even if he's more feminine, right? If his instinct isn't fully online, or if he's kind of abusive, more on the selfish side of the spectrum, too much masculine, we'll call it, not enough feminine. And if you're single, then we're going to help you attract the most masculine man possible, who is going to take care of you in that kind of way. And if you are not fully ready for that, well, what we would do is we would do a call with you first. If this is really speaking to you and you want more of this, you can hop on a call with me and find out exactly what's going on in your love life. You can tell me everything that you're experiencing. We can find out if the academy is right for you. But if you're not ready for that step yet, another option is to do my Polarity Masterclass, where we'll spend 2 hours teaching you this stuff, teaching you the communication, teaching you how to shift into your healthy feminine instinct programming, how to let go of control, shift out of the control patterns, and inspire a man into taking care of you. Because you're respecting him now and because you're respecting yourself, you're honoring your heart. All of my links, including my academy and including my masterclass, they are below in the description of this video. Make sure that you go there and click whatever resonates for you, whether it's my masterclass, whether it's my academy, whether it's something else. Click something so you can start changing your life. This stuff is amazing. It's transformed my marriage. It's transformed the love lives of literally hundreds of my women clients, both single and in relationships. And you can be the next one, but you got to take action.